What's up, guys? King Drew here with my man.
Like first, we in the building.
We want to welcome y'all to King Talk Live, where we talk about personal development, spiritual growth, and current events. When it comes to what's been going on around the world, I hope that you have been paying attention because there's a lot happening, and we don't want you to miss out. So it's in our best interest to keep you guys informed. So let's do it. Um, for me, my thing would be the policing that I've been seeing in Australia, because Australia is looking like the proving ground right now, or the testing ground, as you would say. So a lot of the videos that I've been seeing on Twitter, because I'm banned off of Facebook. I don't have a Facebook anymore, like I mentioned. Instagram, it's only my personal Instagram. King Talk Live is gone because of the video that we posted. I could share that video with you if you follow our Twitter, because Twitter apparently don't care. They're like the Wild Boys. They don't really care too much. They're not that strict, but they will delete some of your posts if you don't correlate to community guidelines or whatever that means. But at the end of the day, it's like with the policing that's going on in Australia. I'm gonna put down here specifically the place. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's just more so pushing this narrative of if you don't wear your mask out in public, they'll arrest you and all of that. And for me, when I see that, I think about it this way: it's like what you're seeing that's happening over there will eventually come here, because at the end of the day, if they don't fight it over there, it's like, oh well, they don't really care anyway, so why not just bring it over here? It's just because it's different government. Don't think for 1 second that it's separate. It's all the same thing, regardless of which country you're in, because they look at it as these people over here, they accepted it. Well, all right, let's move on to the next country. They're in cahoots. You think for a second just because your borders are separating, you're in a different country. Oh no, that would never happen over here. Why not? Look at New York. Look at what's happening in New York and California. Think about that for a second. You think about this. If they would have put all of the mandates that they have in New York, California, and all 50 states, what do you think will happen? There'll be mass protests. They don't have enough power to control all of that or combat all of that. So at the end of the day, they put it in 2 states where they know that, oh, a little bit of people protest here and there. But imagine if everybody in your sites were protesting. Think about that for a second. How would that fly? They don't have enough power to combat that, so they trickle it in. Let's put it here. Next place would possibly be Florida. Watch out, Florida. Florida mandates is coming. I'm calling it now. Florida will possibly then be the next state. Texas is big enough, but Texas is too loose when it comes to like rules. They're on their own thing, they're like their own separate little governance in a sense when you think about it. So, bro, I'm gonna shoot it right to you in terms of policing. I've been watching the videos and I'm like, yo, these people are out of their minds. They're over here beating people up because they ain't wearing a mask. What is that all about? I know. Let me say one more thing before I let you jump in. I know that it's to paint a narrative where it's like at the end of the day, whenever they are doing that, conveniently there are cameras around, which could be a perception thing if you think about it. But go ahead, brother.
So, you nailed it right on the head, right? So when you think about perception and how that gives you perspective, right? Based upon that perception, right? That you got to then say to yourself, based upon the intent, right? Where is this taking us? And I challenge individuals to just entertain me just for a second. and apply that basic logic, right? Perception based upon how that's perceived. Take a look at it, apply the logic, right? So ultimately, when we see how this manifestation controls this overall, when we take a look at this manifestation and we really understand again, the outcome of what this is suggesting in that sense, you got to say to yourself, right? Again, who's benefiting from the direction that we're being, that it's being perceived that we have to go? Who benefits from that? Who does, right? Really and truly, who benefits from that, right? And then whilst you're hopefully going through that process and you come to that conclusion, you can then say to yourself, well, okay, if you feel that this is something that is beneficial for your process, then all right, cool, right? But ultimately, this particular narrative, it's nothing about this. It's even natural. It's just something is just they're trying to piece together, but clearly you can see yourself being controlled as opposed to going through some kind of what someone might believe is a natural process, meaning making your own determination, right? Because this particular perspective right now is something that I think is it's very interesting to say the least, right? But also you can see how destructive it is given the circumstances that's coming.
We want to thank you guys for watching King Talk Live, my man.
Like first, yeah, you know what it is. Hey, and I know we're closing it out, right? But just to touch on something real quick. So when you think about the grid, right? So you got to say to yourself, specific to the grid, right? How are you utilizing the grid, right? Meaning what exactly? You see, as you guys are aware, but if you're not, you can find us on Twitter, right, at King Talk Live. You can find us on YouTube at King Talk Live. And as far as our other platforms at the moment, is a little compromised right now because this algorithm be hating, but needless to say, as far as making sure that we're amplifying a particular message that is specific to our intentions in terms of where we see ourselves going as a people, then coming on here you'll be able to engage and be able to express yourself and keep building and so forth, etc. Right? So again, it's simple. When you go on such platforms, you got to say to yourself, what are you going on those platforms for? What are you taking from those platforms? Because again, it's going to the shaping of your consciousness. Again, you know how we do here. It's all about educate yourself, come or not, right? But again, you got to say to yourself, what are you trying to, where are you going, right? And who's benefited from it? Again, it's been Life First. Until the next one.
Don't forget to do your own research. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our amazing content. We want to thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. So in other words, peace.